Good morning students. In this module we will learn about the different means of irrigation that we find in a topographical sheet. So the first one and the most common is well irrigation. As we are learning about the regions of Gujarat and Rajasthan, so here the rainfall is seasonal and rainfall is not very heavy. Therefore, most of the farmers they depend on well irrigation and mostly on perennial wells. So water drawn from well is a major source of irrigation in India. Wells are dug deep in areas of scanty or seasonal rainfall. So definitely here the wells are dug very deep and these wells have water throughout the year, so we call them perennial well. And they are also lined because they are lined with stone and bricks. So it is shown on a map as a solid blue circle. You can see it is shown with a solid blue circle. The circle is not empty, rather it is fully colored. Lined means that the well is lined with stone and bricks. Water doesn't dry up as the well is deep enough. So throughout the year these wells provide water for irrigation. So we can see here several blue dots. These blue dots indicate lined perennial well. So the yellow wash or the yellow region indicate agricultural area and the blue dots are the most common means of irrigation, that is well, especially lined perennial well. Well with brackish water. Here the word brackish means saline water. Due to intense heat and evaporation, the type of well is found is in the desert. So this type of well is actually formed due to high rate of evaporation. This water contains excessive amount of salt. So next to a solid blue circle, you will find the word brackish. This will indicate that the well has saline water. The salt content is very high. The next is well which is unlined. So in case of unlined well, it will be represented by a blue hollow. It will not be represented by a solid circle but as a blue hollow. Now well with relative depth. There will be written next to the well, there will be written like 10R or 20R, whatever is the value of R. Now what is R? The letter R is written in blue beside a well, indicate the relative height of the well in meters. So it is the height of the well in meters which is known as the relative depth. Here 10R is mentioned, means the relative height of the well is 10 meters. Here we can see the word brackish mentioned next to the well. So this well, due to excessive evaporation, the water has a very high salt content. Therefore this well is known as brackish. Here we can see 20R written with blue next to a lined perennial well. This is written to indicate the depth of the well in meters. So this is how the different features of well are represented in a topographical map. We also find tube wells on a topographical map. It is a deep bore dug into the ground and water is drawn out with the help of a pump. So in case of a well, we even draw out water manually, but in case of a tube well, it is drawn with the help of a pump. And this is the symbol which is used in a topographical map to show a tube well. Now the next mode of irrigation is canal irrigation. So water from rivers or dams are transported by means of canals. Canals are generally built in flat plain and are drawn from rivers that provide a constant source of water. So we show the canal in this way. This is the river and an artificial stream has been made so that water can be taken from the river either to the nearby agricultural field or to a reservoir to collect it and to save it for the dry season. Now next is tank irrigation. This is another means of irrigation which is practiced and in India and is shown like this. This is a structure. So what is a tank? Tank is generally found in rocky regions where natural hollows are formed. So when hollows are formed naturally, and these hollows are formed especially in rocky areas, and the underlying layer of the rock is impermeable. So it is compulsory for the base of a tank to be impermeable so that to prevent the seepage of water. Then only this structure will be able to store water for the dry season. Tanks are perennial as well as dry. Perennial tanks naturally occurred and man-made, storing water that has water throughout the year. So throughout the year there is water, so it's known as perennial, and it can be naturally formed or it can be man-made. So this is a tank and it will be colored with blue. So it will indicate water throughout the year. Now the tanks which are dry do not have water throughout the year. They can be with an embankment or without an embankment. So embankment is a raised platform to prevent the overflow of water. Suppose in a rainy season this tank is filled with water, but due to excessive water it's common that the water overflows, so an embankment is constructed. Whereas a dry tank without an embankment, we can see the dots. These dots indicate the sand or the base of the tank, and it also indicates that there is no water. So this is a dry tank. Here we can see a tank which has water and even embankment. So it's a perennial tank with a embankment, and the relative height is also mentioned. Now this is a dry tank with embankment and a dry tank without embankment. So this is how we show tanks in a topographical map. Reservoirs are also important means of irrigation. They are like large lakes where water is stored, from where it is then transported by canals for irrigation. You can see here it's a big lake or structure where water is stored, and then from here it is again carried through a canal to a nearby area, maybe to an agricultural field. Reservoirs or talao, they are also known as talao, is a man-made artificial tank used to store water. So they are not natural but man-made. So they are used to store water, especially for irrigation. So students, these are the different means of irrigation commonly found in India, and you will also find them in the topographical maps. Thank you.